Hello, Buckeye Nation. Welcome to Week 5. Ohio State plays Indiana this Saturday at the Shoe starting at 12 p.m. Let's get pumped. Welcome to Buckeye Football Fangirl, where it's my goal to get you pumped for the game this Saturday. If you enjoy these videos, please support me by subscribing to this channel and hitting the thumbs up button for the video. Well, last weekend did not go as expected. Unfortunately, we did not get to see our beloved Buckeyes beat Maryland. But if you're looking for silver linings, things could always be worse. Thank goodness there wasn't an outbreak among our beloved Buckeyes. And as the Sloopcast pointed out on Twitter, thank goodness our Buckeyes did not play football with some potentially infected Maryland players and catch COVID themselves. Now, to set the stage for the game this Saturday, we are witnessing the turnaround of one of the most notoriously mediocre football teams in the Big Ten. Indiana seems to be on fire, and they seem to be hitting their stride. They are currently ranked 9th in the nation, which means we've got a top 10 matchup on our hands this Saturday. People are buzzing about what they've been able to accomplish on the football field this year, and some are starting to call it a Cinderella story. So far, they have upset Penn State and the team up north, they have soundly beat Rutgers, and they shut out Michigan State last weekend. Now that's not too shabby for a team who has lost more FBS games than any other team in college football history. A school that has never before beaten both Penn State and the team up north in the same season. Side note, if TTUN is considered the winningest college football program of all time, does that make Indiana the losingest college football program of all time? And you know it's 2020 because this year both of those programs have turned that on its head. Anywho, the Hoosiers really seem to be living up to their word of the year, focus. And their head coach has them focused on 3 significant numbers: 10, 26, and 50. 10 for the number of years since their last winning season, 26 for the number of years since their last bowl game, and 50 for the number of years since Indiana last won the Big Ten championship game. I have to say, in doing my research for the show this week, this team is very confident and feels like they can compete with anybody in the conference. Their head coach went as far as to say he feels that they will win the Big Ten championship. And on the surface, it looks like everything is setting up for that Cinderella story. But there's just one teeny tiny problem with this. They play Ohio State next weekend, and I love my Buckeyes, and I know that they are going to be the Big Ten champions. Now don't get me wrong, I love myself a good Cinderella story, and I'm usually one of the first ones who's rooting for the underdog, when they're not playing Ohio State, that is. However, in this scenario, Ohio State is being painted as the bossy, ugly, older stepsister, and I just don't think that's the case. Our Buckeyes aren't ugly or bossy, but they do know how to dominate on the football field. And while Indiana has been able to do some truly impressive things this season, Ohio State has proven in their past 3 games that they are standing head and shoulders above the competition in the Big Ten this year. So let's take a look at the team we're up against this Saturday. While Indiana definitely doesn't stoop to the level of trickeries that Rutgers does. I saw an interesting clip of Urban Meyer breaking down their game against TTUN. And he called out some no-call plays that they ran just to get the defensive line to jump off sides, which worked for them time and time again. I'll link the clip down below in the show notes for your viewing pleasure. So Ohio State and Indiana have played a total of 92 times. Of those games, Ohio State has won 75 of them. There have been 5 ties, and Indiana has come out ahead 12 times. They last played last year on September 14th, and Ohio State won 51-10. So who's on the other team? Who do you need to know? We'll start, as usual, with the head coach, Tom Allen. This is his 4th year as the head coach, as he was originally hired in 2016 to be the defensive coordinator for the head coach at the time, Kevin Wilson. Then, in December of that year, Allen was suddenly named head coach when Wilson resigned. Born and raised in Indiana, being the head coach of a Big Ten team is a dream come true for Tom Allen. He's been known for saying that this job is very personal to him. It just means so much to be coaching in his home state. He's previously coached on the defensive side of the football, and he has come into Indiana and has done truly amazing things rebuilding that program. Tom Allen's motto for his team is LEO, love each other, and I feel like we could all be doing a whole lot more of that. Allen is a fiery, emotional coach, and he's known for some of the injuries he's sustained while celebrating with his players. He's gotten black eyes, knocked out teeth, he's gotten bloody scrapes on his cheek. He just cannot hold himself back when he gets excited with his team, and I respect that. He describes himself as excitable and high-strung, and he's known for being naturally caffeinated. And I think we all know someone else who fits that description on the Ohio State sideline. Lastly, Allen is a coach who believes that history is for the making, not the fearing. The next person to know is quarterback Michael Penix Jr. Penix is a redshirt sophomore, and he could potentially be the best quarterback in Indiana history. He originally committed to Tennessee. His scholarship was pulled after a coaching change, and afterwards he found his way to Indiana. Unfortunately, he battled a series of injuries during his first 2 seasons on Indiana's team, culminating in a season-ending collarbone injury last year. He is a left-handed quarterback, something we don't see too often. The Penix reach will likely go down in Indiana football history as he stretched the ball towards the goal line during that last play of the overtime game this year against Penn State. That hotly contested play is what actually sealed the game for Indiana, and it should be noted that Tom Allen went for the 2 points to win the game at that time, instead of just trying to tie the game with an extra point kick. Someone else you should know is Stevie Scott. Scott is a junior running back from Syracuse, New York. He initially committed to Rutgers, but then one of the Hoosiers' assistant coaches, Mike Hart, ended up helping be the one to sway him from his initial decision and got him to Indiana. Scott is a very physical player. He runs kind of like a bowling ball. He will literally just run over people to pick up extra yards. And if this tells you anything, when he was initially recruited, they weren't sure which side of the ball he would play on. He could either be a linebacker or he could be a very physical running back, which he has played that role very nicely for Indiana. Someone else to know is one of their wide receivers, Ty Freifogel. He's been getting a lot of attention recently, for good reason. Freifogel is a tough, gritty player. He uses his size to go up and catch balls on top of players, and he had 200 yards in the game against Michigan State last weekend. He's known for being one of those quiet but deadly ones, and he calls choosing to attend Indiana University and playing underneath Coach Allen one of the best decisions he's ever made. I should note, Coach Allen's players love him so much, and they have such a dedication to him and the vision that he has laid out for them in this Indiana program. Someone else to know on the Indiana team is Whop Philyor. Now, Whop's real name is Mr. Elias D'Angelo Philyor, and Whop is a nickname that started when he was around 6 years old because he liked Burger King's Whoppers so much. His dad liked them too, and they used to go eat them together. As a result, his dad got the nickname Big Whop, and he got the nickname Little Whop, which was then shortened to just Whop. And it's stuck. Whop is known as a shifty slot receiver who is elusive and speedy. He is a very high energy player, and I saw a clip of him motivating his teammates, which was basically just punching them. Ay, that was weird. One more player to know is Tywan Mullen. Mullen is a sophomore defensive back who recorded 2 interceptions during the game against Michigan State last weekend. He's been called the sacker of quarterbacks and has been part of what's been termed the new wave of talent at Indiana. He has made it part of his personal mission to help write a new chapter in Indiana football history. Now, let's take a look at what's going on in the Twitter sphere. I'll keep it short and sweet this week. Just follow me on Twitter, y'all. And send me a tweet about what you think about this game or what you think the next game is going to be like. Jeremiah says, every Ohio State game we get to watch this year has been a bonus. We weren't going to get to see Ohio State play at all. I have no idea what the future holds, but I am extremely grateful for every minute of OSU football that I have seen so far. I couldn't agree with you more, Jeremiah. I am still so grateful this year to be able to see this incredible team that we almost didn't get to see play. I know I say it every single week, but I just can't get over the fact about how grateful I am. And I can't forget that feeling that I felt when the Big Ten season had been canceled and we thought football had been taken away from us. So I'm with you, Jeremiah, and I am so grateful From Joseph Conarosi, this just in. Justin Fields on being the first man out in dodgeball. What can I say? I don't know how to throw an uncatchable ball. So Ohio State played dodgeball last Saturday since they didn't get to play Maryland. And this tweet just cracks me up. That's our QB1. Melissa says, there had better be Ohio State football this weekend. I swear, ... Melissa, I feel the same exact way. I swear. The Victory Bell says, number 3 Ohio State versus number 9 Indiana. And we're not talking about basketball. 2020 is an odd place. Victory Bell, your tweet says it all. Connor M says, I'll say this. Buckeyes better be ready for a 4-quarter battle, no matter the score next week. Indiana's talent isn't near the top, but their effort and intensity is about as high as it can be. That is what I've been sensing all week as I've been researching. They've got the fire and the passion, but I think our Buckeyes will match it and then some this Saturday. The Sloopcast predicts Ohio State will beat Indiana, but Indiana will score a lot of points along the way. I can totally see that happening. I kind of wonder if it's just going to be a battle of 2 quarterbacks. I think Penix has a lot of talent, and it'll be an interesting battle out there on the football field on Saturday. Joey Kaufman says, only twice previously have the Buckeyes and the Hoosiers even played while both were ranked in the top 25 in 1993 and in 1944. That's a crazy stat. Buckeye fans, we are so used to our Buckeyes being good, and we are so spoiled as a fan base. Jess says, I am not afraid of Indiana. That's right, Jess. While I'm confident in Ohio State's abilities to show they're number 1, I do still think it's going to be a good game this Saturday. I kind of think it might come down to an aggressive offensive versus aggressive defensive coaching battle. But you know what they say, you can't win a football game with your defense alone anymore. Ryan Day has his roots in offensive coaching, and Tom Allen is a defensive guy through and through. They both have been known for making some gutsy, aggressive play calls. Remember, Tom Allen is the one who went for 2 points to win the game against Penn State during week 1 this year, as opposed to just kicking the extra point to tie that game up. And we all know how Coach Day coaches. Going into this game, Indiana truly has nothing to lose. Ohio State needs to make sure we take care of business. However, I believe in the Buckeyes. I believe in the brotherhood. And I believe our Buckeyes are going to take home a win this weekend. And I swear, if this game gets... Oh no, I'm not even going to speak that into existence. Guys, it's going to be a great game. Cheers to one more weekend of football during this incredibly weird 2020 season. As we get ready for this game on Saturday, don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the other side of the game. OH!